Have you ever lingered in a quiet house, just after a loved one has left for a long journey? You can still feel their presence, can't you? The air holds a faint echo of their laughter. The chair they sat in still holds the shape of their rest. It is a space not of absence, but of gentle, fading resonance. We are so often taught to imagine the end of life as a sudden, violent severance. A door slammed shut, a light switched off, leaving only darkness. This narrative, born of fear, speaks of a terrifying void, a final judgment, an abrupt and cold ending. But what if this vision, held by so many, is fundamentally misunderstood? What if the wisdom of the ages, echoed in quiet whispers from every tradition, tells a different story, a story not of an ending, but of a profound unfolding, a story not of terror, but of transformative truth? It suggests that for the first 24 hours after your final breath, your soul doesn't face a terrifying vision. Instead, you are guided through a gentle, clarifying, and deeply personal process of release. You are given a sacred window of time to understand the masterpiece you just completed your life. In our time together, we will walk through the 7 profound visions that ancient wisdom teaches us are presented to the soul in this sacred transition. This is not a journey to be feared. It is a return to be understood. Let us begin. The very first experience is one of sublime detachment. It is not a violent tearing away, but a gentle unmooring. Think about a time you were submerged in water, floating in a calm sea or a silent pool. You can hear the world above, but it's muffled, distant. The urgent calls, the daily noises, they all fade into a gentle hum. You are aware of that world, but you are no longer truly part of it. You exist in the tranquil embrace of the water. This feeling, this serene separation, is the anchor for what the soul first feels. You find yourself observing the world you just left. You might see the room, the people you love, their grief, their movements, but you feel no gravitational pull to interfere, to speak, to touch. The intense emotions of the scene are present, but they wash over you without clinging to you. The panic, the sorrow, the urgency of those left behind. You see it with a perfect, crystalline compassion, but without the entangling threads of personal drama. This is not coldness. It is the beginning of a higher perspective. The laws of nature reveal that for any great transformation to occur, a change of environment is necessary. A seed cannot sprout while still locked inside the fruit. It must fall away. It must find new ground. In this same way, your consciousness must gently detach from the physical drama to begin understanding the spiritual reality of its journey. You are being given a moment of pure observation. It is a gift, a chance to see the life you inhabited, not as an actor lost in the play, but as a wise audience member who now understands the entire story. The first vision is realizing that you are not the storm, but the sky that has always held it. The second profound vision is the revelation of echoes. Your journey begins to turn inward, into the landscape of your own life, but not as you remember it. You experience what can be called the great resonance. Imagine walking into a room you haven't entered since you were a child. The sunlight hits the floor in the exact same way. The scent of old wood and dust is the same. Suddenly, it's not a memory you are as recalling. You are inhabiting it. You feel the ghost of your younger self, the joy or the sadness of that long ago moment, playing out not in your mind, but in the very space around you. This is the anchor. In this stage, you are not watching your life like a movie. Instead, you are passing through the emotional energy of its most significant moments. You feel, with startling clarity, the pure joy of a moment you had long forgotten, a moment of connection with a stranger, a burst of true laughter with a friend. It exists not as a picture, but as a living vibration. You also feel the unresolved echoes, the argument that was left hanging in the air, the apology that was never given, the quiet sadness of a promise you made to yourself and broke. It's crucial to understand this is not a judgment. There is no one showing you these moments and pointing a finger. Instead, you are simply experiencing the ripples, the energetic signatures that your choices and actions left behind in the world. You are feeling the true weight and texture of your own creation. From a space of deep awareness, we understand that energy is never lost. It simply transforms. Every thought, every intention, every action you took was a vibration sent out into the universe. In this second vision, you are finally able to perceive the song that all those vibrations created. You are hearing, for the first time, the complete symphony of your life's energy. This vision is the profound understanding that your feelings were the colors you used to paint the world. After witnessing the echoes of your energy, you are guided into a space of profound clarity. This is the third vision, the mirror of unvarnished truth. Consider the simple act of looking at your reflection in a still lake. The water doesn't judge you. It doesn't tell you that you look tired or happy. It simply reflects what is, without opinion, without flattery, without criticism. It shows you the truth of your form in that exact moment. This perfect, unbiased reflection is the anchor for this stage of the journey. Here you experience a life review. But this is the key: it is your review, for you alone. It is not a test with a pass or fail grade. There are no external judges. Instead, you see your life's path with a cause and effect clarity that was impossible while you were living it. You see a moment where you spoke a careless word, and you don't just see the memory of it. You see the full ripple effect. How that word landed in the other person's heart, how it subtly changed their day, how that change influenced the choice they made later. You also see the moments of unseen grace. The time you smiled at a stranger on a bus, and you now see how that small, simple act was the one spark of warmth they received on a day of crushing loneliness. You see how your quiet work, the tasks you thought were insignificant, created a stable foundation for someone else's success. You witnessed the true impact, not the intended impact, of your existence. Ancient wisdom teaches us that karma is not a system of cosmic reward and punishment. It is simply the law of the echo. Every action is a cause that creates a series of effects. In this mirrored space, you are not being punished for your mistakes or rewarded for your triumphs. You are simply being shown, with absolute and compassionate clarity, the mechanics of your own energy in motion. You are given the ultimate gift of understanding how it all worked. This vision is the deep, soul-settling peace that comes from finally seeing the whole equation. Now, as your understanding deepens, the focus of your journey shifts outward in the most beautiful way. The fourth vision is the great weaving, the understanding of interconnectedness. Think of a time you've stood in a forest. You see individual trees, each one unique in its shape and height. But beneath the surface, hidden from your eyes, is a vast and intricate network of roots. The trees are communicating, sharing nutrients, supporting each other. A fallen tree becomes the ground for new life. What appears to be a collection of separate things is, in reality, a single, unified organism. This subterranean network is the anchor for what you see next. You begin to perceive the threads of your life, not as isolated strands, but as part of a magnificent, cosmic tapestry. You see how the love you gave to one person was not contained. You see them, inspired by your kindness, showing patience to a difficult colleague. And you see that colleague, their spirit softened, going home and speaking with gentleness to their child. You follow the golden thread of your simple act of love as it weaves through countless lives, touching people you never met, creating beauty in places you never knew existed. You also see how the lives of others were woven into yours. The farmer who grew the food that nourished you, the stranger who built the home that sheltered you, the long, dead ancestor whose courage created a chain of events that led to your very birth. You see with breathtaking clarity that you were never, ever alone. Every step you took was on a path paved by countless others, and every breath you took was part of a shared atmosphere of human experience. The great spiritual traditions all point to this truth, that separation is an illusion of the physical senses. From a space of higher awareness, we find that the idea of a self-contained me is just a story we tell ourselves. You are a convergence point of infinite lines of energy and history. You are a vital, irreplaceable thread in a pattern that is too vast for the mortal eye to see. This vision is the moment you truly realize that you were, and always are, a part of everything. It is in these moments of profound connection that many of us on this path of seeking find the deepest resonance. If this exploration of the soul's journey is stirring something within you, consider joining this community. Subscribe, not just to a channel, but to an ongoing conversation. We are fellow travelers, all exploring these great mysteries together. Your presence here helps us all to weave a stronger tapestry. From this state of total interconnection, the fifth vision naturally arises. It is perhaps the most liberating of all, the shedding of the mask. Think about a set of old, well-worn clothes. Perhaps it's a uniform from a job you left long ago, or a favorite outfit from your youth. It holds memories. People may have known you by it, but it is not you. One day, you take it off for the last time. You fold it, you put it away, and you feel a sense of lightness. You are still you, without the costume that defined a certain role in your life. That feeling of releasing an old identity is the anchor. In this stage, the labels and roles that defined your earthly existence begin to fall away like autumn leaves. Your name, a sound you responded to for decades. Your career, the source of so much effort and pride. Your relationships, mother, father, friend, enemy. Your nationality, your successes and your failures. All the concepts you used to build the story of me are seen for what they are, temporary costumes. As each layer is lovingly released, you don't feel a loss. You feel an expansion. You realize you are not the name, but the consciousness that heard the name. You are not the body, but the life force that animated it. You are not your successes or failures, but the courage that experienced them both. The process is not about erasing who you were, but about graduating from that identity. It is a core teaching in many philosophical traditions that the ego, the constructed self, is a necessary tool for navigating the physical world, but it is not our true nature. It is like a boat used to cross a river. Once you have reached the other shore, you do not need to carry the boat on your back. The journey of the soul after death is this journey to the other shore. You are respectfully, gratefully leaving the boat behind. This vision is the profound relief of finally resting in the awareness that lies beneath all the stories you once told yourself. As the masks fall away and your pure awareness shines through, you are brought to a place of profound stillness. The sixth vision is not a vision at all, but an experience, the silent shore of being. Have you ever woken in the very early morning, before the world begins to stir? The sun is not yet up, but the darkness has softened to a gentle gray. No birds are singing, no cars are moving. For a few precious moments, the world is holding its breath. In that silence, you don't feel empty. You feel full. You feel a deep, abiding peace. That pre-dawn silence is the anchor for this experience. In this state, the journeying ceases. The review of life is complete. The emotional echoes have settled. You simply are. You are pure consciousness, resting in a sea of tranquility. There is no thought of past or future, only a limitless, peaceful present. There are no questions, because in this state of pure being, all answers are inherent. You feel a sense of homecoming, of arriving at a place you have always known, but had long forgotten. It is the core of your being, the fundamental I am, that existed before you were born and will exist long after. It is a state of such complete peace that earthly language can only point to it with metaphors. It is the deep, dreamless sleep of the cosmos. It is the silence between musical notes that gives the melody its beauty. The wisdom of the sages teaches that our entire lives are a journey away from this source and back to it. We dive into the ocean of experience, of noise, of identity, of doing, so that we may one day return to the silent shore of being with a newfound appreciation for what we are. The universe breathes out into creation, and then it breathes in, back to stillness. In this sixth stage, you are experiencing that divine in-breath. This is the moment to simply be, and to realize that your essential nature is peace itself. And from the shore of that infinite peace, the final vision of this 24-hour window appears. It is not an image or an event, but but an invitation. This is the seventh vision, the beckoning dawn. Think of watching a sunrise from a mountaintop. You have been sitting in the cool, silent darkness. Then, on the horizon, the first, subtle hint of light appears. It is a gentle, promising glow that doesn't erase the darkness, but illuminates it. The light grows steadily, not with force, but with a quiet, irresistible invitation. It promises warmth, it promises a new day, it promises a continuation of the journey in a new form. This soft, welcoming light is the anchor. As you rest in the silent peace, you begin to perceive a presence. It is often described as a light, but it is more than that. It is a concentration of pure love, understanding, and acceptance. It radiates an unconditional welcome that is more profound than any love you experienced in your physical life. It knows you completely, and it embraces you without an ounce of judgment. This is not a frightening portal or a heavenly gate in the clouds. It is the natural next step in the soul's evolution. As organic as a flower turning towards the sun, the presence does not pull you, it beckons. The choice remains yours. You feel the presence of souls who have gone before, the energy of those you loved who have made this same transition. They are there not to greet you with sentimentality, but to hold the space for your own becoming. The journey of nature is always one of emergence. A caterpillar does not fear its transformation in the chrysalis. The bulb does not resist the coming of spring. This is the same principle at a cosmic scale. Your earthly life was the chrysalis, a necessary stage of development. The beckoning dawn is the invitation to emerge, to continue your journey of consciousness in a new dimension of existence. You realize that this entire process, the unmooring, the echoes, the mirror, the weaving, the shedding, the silence, was not an end. It was a preparation. It was a gentle and loving orientation, designed to help you release your attachments to one reality, so that you could fully embrace the next. This final vision is not about arriving at a destination. It is the profound, joyous realization that the journey never, ever ends. So, the vision that awaits is not one of terror, but of tender homecoming. It is a guided journey of understanding, release, and remembering what you truly are. This understanding is not meant to be a comfort for a distant future. It is a powerful tool for the here and now. When you realize that every action leaves a ripple, you begin to act with more intention. When you know that your life is part of a great weaving, you see the sacredness in others more clearly. When you know that all the masks will one day fall away, you find the courage to be more authentic today. You don't have to wait for your final breath to begin this process. You can begin to live from this awareness right now. Treat yourself with the same compassion that the universe will greet you with. Review your own days without harsh judgment. See your connection to the web of life all around you. This path of awareness is a commitment to your own growth. And if you feel called to continue walking this path with us, I invite you to make a small promise to your own journey. Subscribe to this channel as a symbol of that promise. It is your way of saying, "Oh, I am committed to understanding myself and my journey more deeply." Join us and let us walk this sunlit path together. May you walk through your days with the wisdom of your soul's great journey, and may you find deep, abiding peace in every step.